Good morning. It's Tuesday, June 13th, 2023. My name is Terry Morgan. We are here to practice Wudang Dragon Sword. We're going to review what we were working on yesterday. I'm going to add some corrections in, and we're going to continue with some of the legwork that we were doing yesterday to get us started. Let's do it. Feet about shoulder width apart. Stand straight. Hand circle the front. And back around to both sides. Yeah, we're going. Up along the center line. Reach up. And again. Bend the knees as you go over. Stretch up. Elbows drop down, wrists, fingertips, hands return to your sides. Alright, on the floor. Legs crossed. Hands below the knees. Rock back and forth, open the hip. Lean back. And pull up and forward. Okay. The idea is you would put your chest against your legs. Right? So your chin is out here. Your chin can be out here. You can stretch this way. You could stretch this. Excuse me. You can stretch this way. You can stretch this way. Don't stretch this way. Right? Keep your back as flat as possible. As you roll over, you want the roll to happen in the hip, not in your back. Right, legs flat on legs. Let me say that a little bit differently. The back of the hip is open. So when we're sitting, part of what we are sitting on is our legs, the upper part of the leg, tailbone and both legs. We sit, right? This roll, keep the leg flat on the floor, let the hip move so that the hip right here is rolling over the leg stays put. Okay? Keep going, a little bit more. And one more time. All right. Both legs front. Across the toes, at the sides, either way. Don't pull your feet out of position. So your feet should be flexed. Toes pull back across the ankle, so that your foot is in a natural position to stretch. So as you pull forward, stretch your foot forward. Pull yourself forward. Bend the knees. Pull up through the back. Flatten the chest across the legs, best as you can. Pull down to the legs. And then let your feet pull you forward as you stretch. Shift back. And again, stretch out. Pull down. Now, extend the toes. Pull. Flatten the leg. Bend the knees. Flex the foot. As you extend the foot, flatten the leg. Pull more. Flatten the leg. Nothing else moves. All right, and relax. Sit up. Rest for a second. Right foot back. Left foot to front. Stretch just a little bit through the hip and press down to the knee. You want to extend the front part of the leg. Stretch it out because you need to be able to pull on it and wrap it in for most of the low work that we're doing. This has to pull up and hold. So right now we're going to stretch it out so that it's more comfortable, right? Open the hip and stretch. This shouldn't be too hard, right? You should, if you're pressing too hard and it hurts, don't do that, right? Don't do it. All right, it should feel like you've got the heel of your hand against the inside, the outside of your leg, right across the outside here, going down to your knee, and you're stretching that muscle out across the front of the leg. You should feel a pull in the hip. And let's do the other side. Again, this stretch and extend has a great deal to do with how resilient your muscles are, so that as you extend, as you really try and work them, right, that they are supple and ready to take that extension. If they're not, it will hurt. I don't want that. No. Okay? There's enough things to do that are going to be, yeah, it's going to take a little bit of effort. Okay? Pain is not one of them. Okay? So most of what we do, if it hurts, don't do it. Seriously, don't do it. If it's, and I'm turning through the waist here, twist to the other side. I'm opening the hip over here. All right, that stretch is something that I need to do that. Bring the left foot up, hold the knee. Set the knee into your shoulder, wrap the arm around it. Pull it as close as you can. Lean forward so that you've got a little bit of weight on this foot. So pull yourself forward and just hold there for a count. All right, this leg work and the ability to hold, the ability to sustain the lower work, as well as to extend and manage the stepping methods and any of the upper work. So if I've got a kick that's going to come out at 45 degrees, it should come out at 45 degrees. If I've got one that should come out at 90, it better come out at 90. I'm probably not going to do much above 90 other than for demonstration purposes, because most of my leg work will never be effective much over 90. 110, give or take, depending on it, where my target is. I don't know, but none of the arts that I practice and none of the teaching, I just pull my leg in more, right? Keep it there. None of the teaching has the idea of change legs. None of that teaching has the idea that the legs should cover the head. I'll use my hands for that, right? So as I'm paying attention to the kinds of things that I'm doing, low work, solid stances, being able to keep my balance and keep my body placement. Yeah, I'm pulling this in pretty tight here. All right, and relax. Right leg back, left leg front, fingertips. I want to be able to do what I'm going to do right now, which is to pull in through the abs, pull up through the back, pull up from underneath the ribs to raise myself up. That's where it comes from. And you actually have to kind of really hold your butt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and lower. Sit. Slowly hold through the legs. The legs have to hold, the back has to hold. Hold up, through, hold, and lower. All right, hold through the space in the perineum. So really, really grip and hold upward. Pull up through as if you needed to go use restroom, but you gotta wait, right? That's part of where that comes from. As you pull up, so pull up through the back, so my legs are not taking my weight, my back is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and lower. Slowly, go down slowly. Slowly roll down. No leaning. Slowly. Hold, 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 and sit. All right. Why do that? I'm going to stretch for a second here, and I'm getting up. Why do that? And there's other methods for getting up that I should be paying attention to, but I'm not doing that today. Why do that? Because the more we can hold going down, the easier it is to grab a hold of those muscles to go up. Okay? The strength that we build in coming down very, very slowly and bringing the body down builds the strength to sustain when we go up. And it builds the strength to know, well, just go up there. Here it is. Go up. That skill, it's a skill, is something I learned from dance. As we're learning how to do the various moves in dance, there's a move, grand bama. In French, means the big beating. Grand bama. To the front, right? Nicely pointed toe. There we go. I can still do this. That's about the height that I got. I got to where I could get a little bit higher if I worked at it. And I could hold it, more or less. Okay? So I could hold my leg at 90. Actually just above, because it's easier to hold it just above. So at 90, it's really hard. 110, it's easier. Just that little bit. It helps. It's easier. All right. So having done that, I did it. Right? I did it. Been a while. I did it. That skill. What do I need to be able to do that? What do I need? I need my hip to be open. I need to have control of both the large muscles and the small muscles in my hip, so that as I'm moving the leg, as I'm going up and down, I have the ability to decide where I'm going. Right? If I haven't got those connections, it's never going to happen. It's not. That skill. Some of it we learn from doing. We just have to do it. Some of it we can learn from looking at the anatomy book and saying, oh, well, that's what she's talking about. This muscle, that's why that hurts. Some of it we learn from our own body and listening, which is the focus for this month in Qigong class. Listening to what our body is telling us and really paying attention to it, so that, as I talked about for this week, I did a few things that I could do, but it was more than I probably should have done. So what do I need to do to recover and continue my progress? Big part of it is what I just did. All right. With sword, okay, that up and down matters, right? Here, right here. I'm not all the way down. I'm not even close, right? And I'm seriously still not going there today. There's a couple more leg sets that I need to work on for that up and down. The floor set is good, but I'm not on the floor now. I'm up, and I need to go down and then come back up. Right? So here, 1, 2. It's okay. It's all right. Timing, yes. Position, yeah. Direction, okay. How big did I step, and where might I need to make an adjustment if I'm going to go all the way down, because my leg's not that long. My leg's not that long. All right. So, right here, come around 1, 2, up, not on the cat, 1, 2, slice, and around, jump. Yeah, I didn't do that really today either. 1, 2, up, in, back 1, 2, twist, out, and come across. We're going to do this several times. Don't worry about that. The sequence that we have in this last part is something that asks us to actively use all of the twisting and turning that we have available to us through the hip, through the leg, through the waist, through the upper body, and through the sword. As we come back, all right, so I'm here, step in, come back 1, 2, right there, right? That one, 2, out. If the wrist and the waist, I'm exaggerating this, but as I come back here, I have to be ready to turn and come through. If my waist isn't turning, if my hip is stuck, right? If my wrist isn't flexible, as I come around, it's not going to happen. Okay? That flexibility comes from practice and stretching. That's why we're on the floor this morning. All right? That idea that we have to do something to prepare in order to be able to do most of what we're doing, right, is so, so very important. The idea that I can, oh, look, I watched this one video, now I can do this. No, don't. You hurt yourself. Don't do it. All right? Don't do it. That sense of, well, yeah, it might take just a little bit to be able to do that. Yeah, all right. Where do I start? Worked on that a lot yesterday with this idea that as we're going through each move, that static movement. I'm here, and I step in, and I left this out yesterday. I did. That 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? It's regular, it's hit the mark, it's pay attention to where I'm going, what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and what should I be doing, right? So if I step out, not sure you can see this, but I'm going to try and show it anyway. So I'm here, and I'm going to step out to the side with the blade in this direction. So the blade is up and down. What am I doing? I don't know. I don't know. I seriously, I don't know. That's not where it's supposed to be. It's here. Slice. And it's at the knee, right? So, head, knee. Remember those steps that I was talking about? Legs need to be open, ready to step. I have to come back up from that, right? That part of practice. So that you can, that was a good extension. I'm happy with that. I'm going to take it for a second. That part of practice that says, yeah, this is where I wanted to be. This is what I hit. I'm good with that. Knowing what that looks like, right? What was that? I don't know. That was, let me, hi, how you doing? What? Right? It's a much quieter movement, but it still lets me know what's going on. There's still a sense of purpose, of intent, and some sense of paying attention to where the sword is, right? It's not here, right? No, right? In the sequence just before this is where I started before with this idea that going all the way up and down. I'm still not going all the way up and down. Here, where do I intend to end up, right? Probably about half. So a little bit more than 45, maybe not quite 90. we go. That's where I intended to end up. Now, as I come around, I have to be able to step here, one leg, right? Step out, come around, jump, down, up again, 1, 2, up again, and 1, 2, round, out, 1, 2, 3. Each time I make an adjustment in my placement, each time I hit a particular position, it helps to reinforce what I'm doing in that move. If I, having said that, right, if I only pay attention to each move, those are my counts, right? 1, 2, 3. I have to pay attention to that. How did I get here? I'm here. How did I get there? Well, this foot had to do, right? Here, this foot comes back, step. That's how I got there. Here. Right? Relatively simple, but each part of that movement matters. From here, yeah, I could do something with this. I could. And it turns as I come over, right? It's here, blade's here, and then it turns over. Same thing here. Slice across, and slice across again. Tip's ready. I'm back here, twisted here. All I have to do is untwist and extend, and in this case, I'm going to step while I do that. Right? That combination of movement making it smooth, continuous, and retaining what goes behind, retaining that intent, retaining, if we're in theater, we could call it subtext, keeping in mind what I'm doing, right? I'm not, it's not a bat, it's a sword. So that distinction matters. In Dragon Sword, I'm just one more time. In Dragon Sword, we want to take that idea of how flexible we can be, how much we have the capacity, is really capacity, right? How much we have the capacity to turn and twist, we want to use that. So, from here, turn through the waist, as I come up, that twist again, through the waist, pay attention, all right,
That last extension was a little high, but it's alright. It's alright. That turning, twisting, smoothly, with intent, without leaving anything out. Not whole movements, right? Can't leave the whole movement out. You have to, without leaving any part of. Pull back here. Then go up. Without leaving any part of any of the movements out. Making sure that we understand what might be done with what we got. And then applying that knowledge together with the internal work, the breath, the qi, lower dantian, extension of energy, so that the sword really does turn into a dragon. I'm going to stop for today. I'll be back tomorrow. We're going to do a little bit more of this. I'm going to work a little bit more on it up and down tomorrow. Thursday and Friday, Wudang Qigong. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it.